It's Crypto Sniper, yes, and it's a live trading day with us today. Available, link in description. That's right, you got it. An hour and a half non-stop of all our best trades. This is a season of alt season called by us. That's right, the big bulls that told you at 29,000 you had to stay and accumulate, that Ethereum's break out of the falling wedge would be dominant, and then rotated you into the likes of ADA, Solana, and even now, Solana still the beast to come all the way up into the ADA and Binance token category, still to overperform in our view. Sol video must have been about 3 weeks ago now. Go look for the one with the little beer, the little, yes, you'll remember it, you've seen it, you know we called it. We're glad to be back with you. How are you doing? A big appreciation for those that have already hit the like button, and an even super appreciation for those that give us a share right now through Twitter, Facebook, or any of your others. Maybe it's Reddit, maybe you hang out on Gab. Give us a share for our live stream link, for what we do. It's the only currency we ask for. We have changed many people's lives on free view. Never mind our premium community, much obliged and much blessed to have a premium community. Accounts at all-time highs, huge growth. What a blessing to receive. I'm on my knees. You'll be on your knees too, according to one of my favorite trolls. We're all on our knees, but on our knees in gratitude, humility, and also remembering when Bitcoin determines the music stops, you've already got to have had your eye on the exit. Don't wait for the first police sirens. Don't be the last to leave the party in handcuffs. That's right. And don't trade your P&L, your all-time high, which is so addictive. Oh, isn't it lovely to look at big number going up? No, you should be technically focused, and you should always look to get something back and out. We'll be covering all of that in our live trading day today, and looking at some of the medium to late runners that could still push up, and how you make sure it's not what you make, it's what you keep. On that very point, our Panama-based solutions, about 20% of the cost of go where you treat it best. Absolutely awesome. We've used those partners ourselves. Everything we put forward, we use. If we aren't using it, they're not the best in class. Simple as that. I will not affiliate for anything I haven't used and are still using. Okay, so that includes, by the way, Bullion Vault. Did you guys notice? Peter Thiel, he's very tech literate. He understands crypto. His company bought $50 million worth of gold. Talking about black swan potential events. Yes, $50 million? A corporate buys 50 bar? That's a pretty sizable little hedge. I've warned many times before, just because you're on a fastest horse doesn't mean it's not worth having a stable of horses. EMSs track. Blockchain is tracked open source money, my friends. They'll never let you have your own money. I know that sounds very negative. Make the money, sure. Be in the matrix to profit out of the matrix, but don't expect to get your freedom out of it. The passports are all coming. They're all becoming. Blockchain is playing a role. And then there's the link up with GME. GameStop. Yes, our friend, Cohen friend that bought into GameStop and gaming and what it might mean for the Ethereum market, etc. You are seeing crypto and real world stinky stoinks colliding. The blurring lines, my friend, of this great game, and they're behind it and they control it all. And they'll be watching, and the surveillance tracking state in these totalitarian times will be there. How do you max this out? Well, you've got a guy with over 30 years experience trading FX, equity, commodity markets, long before crypto markets even came, and has 360-degree view. And it's not just about that one guy, it's about a method. It's far more important to focus on the method and the amazing community that are getting highly ranked and capable in that method. I can't watch everything. And they are right in below. You can join our community, book a call, have a chat. By the way, there's so many people that say, oh, it's so much money to come on board. Never mind that a single trade would have absolutely possibly 10x your investment already just by being in the right token, Solana, versus being in the wrong token. But let's put that all aside. Well, you have a chance. You get 3 non-farms for the price of 2. My apologies, 3 live trading days that will take place on the non-farm payroll day when data is being released. That's what's happening today. That link below. Anyway, let's have a quick look at a chart quickly. Let's go. You want visuals. If you're like me, you want visuals. So that was Solana. The latest, that's a 7.59, my good people. A 7.59. So that means if you had $2,500, let's make it $2,000 risk. Let's say you risked 1,000 to the downside. Or let's say 1,500. You would make 1,500 times 7.59. In a single trade, not only have you already paid for an entire program, you've got a whole bunch of surplus and you're still going out for special dinners and getting some toys. Yes, that's right, in a single trade. And this boy has been in overperformance zone for us for an extended period. On that Sol video, if I go back out to the bigger time frames over here, we covered in our premium area, and I'm going to take the colors off. You don't want to see so much ice cream, it'll make you hungry, all those colors. But we covered in our premium area why this one technically was going to be the overperformer. Ask any of them. Some of them will be in the chats. Any of my premium guys, say I, or say he's a liar, What did we discuss? Well, I've got a pen. Let's draw. What did we discuss? We said this relative strength performance during halftime first oranges. Who called halftime first oranges? Who said don't panic? This is a correction. The bull will reassert. Who kept you in after 3 successive touches below the 30K line, and on the 4th that ran 29K said we're about to break a rising wedge for Bitcoin. Buy the Ethereum, buy your favorite alts, including the likes of the one we're discussing now. Look at that break over there, and grindy for a while. Everyone was still bearish. Can I just remind you, at that day and time when you ran sub 30, sentiment on crypto was 10. Extreme fear. All the other crypto analysts were taunting Michael Saylor about how he was going to be shaken out on his Bitcoin and he was going to bankrupt his company. Do you remember that? Where are they now? They're quiet. They're quiet as all hell. They were taunting Mr. Saylor, that they loved not so long before, as being the OG. Never love nor hate, my friends. These are strong emotions. Trading is not one for the strong emotions. Anyway, that's what you've got out of Sol. By the way, if you traded in on that break over there, you could have been in Sol at sub $30, sub 31 at least, maybe just in the $30. You're trading 144 today. And it's our expectation as a revisit for Sol to say it will end up, I suspect, a lot closer to the Ethereum alternates in the crypto market cap. And that's been something we've felt for a while, for a number of days, weeks. And I think it started to happen. It was outside the top 10. It's currently number 9. I think it flips doggy. Oh, it's already done that. Sorry. That was a good guess. How about that? Needed to refresh there. It flips XRP, and it could indeed flip Tether, and I think it could start getting itself somewhere between Cardano and even Binance, given enough time. So it was a blue pot holding, a core blue pot holding for us, along with FTT and Uni that we still expect to do well and to play a bit of catch up as well. So we've given a key list, and we also gave to Freeview one of our HVFs that was VET. VET. Let's have a look at how that did. So we've given quite a bit out, but there were even more. Man, we warned. There was a broad stroke alt run. No one was talking about this 2 weeks ago. We're saying it's coming. A broad stroke alt run that you are just waiting for Bitcoin to permission. And Bitcoin was doing these little edgy bits, playing. And why was he doing these edgy bits? Because he was at the 47.5K. That is right, beautiful people. The neckline of the major halftime orange throwdown. Let's have a look at the big boss of direction, the Thor, the god of thunder. And we said this has now turned into an upside HVF, and everyone was very in fear, and there were reasonable reasons. Intermediate, decent level technical analysts were pointing out the slightly rounding nature that was coming up out of there. Obviously, the rate of ascent was not as steep as it was here or there, but because you are slowing does not mean you're going down. It does not mean you're going down. And we were saying, well, there could be a squaring up. There were also, structures for people of rising wedges and everything like that. Knowing when to ignore and when a dominant option might pertain is the key skill. And it wasn't always easy because Bitcoin had a couple of harsh sell-offs in this pullback here. And it was like, oh, we think there's the low. Oh, we think there's the low. Okay, that's the final low. But the bull bias comes from getting the macro charting right. And we have a squeeze. You were in between. Let's show those lines and levels because this is Bitcoin analysis. You were between, he says, the 47.5. We're going to have to drop a time frame that's got kind of colorful in there. And I'm going to take some of those numbers off because they're going to be scaring you. And you will see why we expect a 51,000 run. Now, the key aspect is that for us, the break level was the 47.5, the most important line in this chart. And by the way, that 47.5, I've heard no other analyst mention. And we told you at the break of the wedge, the next major key level of significance, that was at 31,000, is 47.5. You will rally to it, you'll break it, you'll pull back, and you're going to expect a sustained period of a little bit of stall in there. There's still so many annotations on this chart. And that is a box caught between the 50K and the 47, and this is where you're winding up. The overnight hammer is very, very good. I still see Bitcoin through 51,750. That's not super exciting. The trade is alts. The direction is determined by Bitcoin. Hear that one again, because some of you are not doing that. You might have heard it, but in terms of your analysis, you're not doing it. You check for direction on the crypto market out of Bitcoin. The key thing, it's a hygiene factor. It's known as a hygiene factor. You just need Bitcoin not to be spilling down. It didn't need to be heroic. During this period when we thought the first low might be in there, thought it was in there, and then we thought it was in there, Ethereum was still going up because it was going marginally lower with a bit of thrashing around. It just needed to not be spilling like a monster man peas off the roof, like that, through that low. So where was your invalidation point? Yes, sir, you at the back of the class. Hey, what are you doing with those hands? Keep them on the table, above the belt line. You stay with your stops under there. That was the key point where you get out of all alts on Bitcoin over there. After this low was made, you move it there. Guess what? Bitcoin permissioned an ongoing alt run, and you should be at all-time highs on your account, and you should be in all the best runners. And if you don't think that's worth the cost of a program to do and to learn, then you're probably not getting any value out of this free view right now, and you should check out. That's the facts. So Bitcoin for 51,750 is what we would like to see. That would mean a performing pattern for us. And in that time frame, it's more about what the alts do. It's kind of like rugby. Bitcoin is the forwards. The winning pack of mongrels determines who wins the game. Forwards win the game. But the backs determined by how much. Yep, so alts are the backs and the forwards is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is winning its arm wrestle with the dollar. Guess what happened on the Dixie, the dollar? Are you doing 360-degree analysis? Are you looking at the dollar index? Rising wedge, fall out the rising wedge, dollar getting weak. Bitcoin had a tailwind to keep it up when it was struggling a little bit down here, and it kept getting that support and that buy bid. All at the 47.5. Okay, and all wanting to wind up to break the 50. What happened after you ran the 50? You iceberg, mini little iceberg there, and you did the exact same with two little tops there. It gave a double top as we expected with a dip here. You could have put a buy order in there. We have it all drawn. It was drawn a long time ago before it even happened, and you could have technically traded that if you were trading on Bitcoin. Some people only want to trade Bitcoin. Well, as I say, I think the better money is made elsewhere. but you can still make your living in there. Let me just remove these scenarios. We said the green and the orange was our favorite. You might get a deeper dip, and you kind of got a hybrid on the dip side. You got a bit of a mini plunge. There's your little double top. There's your neckline at the 49,700. And there's the target you would have had where you start accumulating. You would have had a bit of a hair-raising moment, but you would have probably, while you slept, you would have accumulated. I would never trade a stop like that, deciding where it would bottom. I would have left at the HVF, right down there. That means you would have had to have been small. You would have accumulated here, and you'd already be back in money and back through the 50K. See the two blue lines, the 47.5 and the 50K. But in all three scenarios, we saw a dip because of the double top, and in the end, a run. And that's exactly what you're getting. You're probably following a kind of hybrid of the orange and the red line in the end of what's happening. And that's great. That's great because they all had a little sell-off and up, and the red had a bigger sell-off and up, and it's in between the two. That's your direction God, and that's where we expect him to run. Over there. We will be covering this in much more detail in our crypto session, in the live trading day, on the link being shared right this minute, right now, an hour and a half of crypto analysis. Plus, today, in traditional markets, the last time I made such a big aggressive macro call was oil. The back end of 2019, which I reiterated into January and February, around the $67, saying you will get sub-single digit oil. Sub 10 single digit oil. That was on the traditional markets. I will be making an FX based call on a market that I've called twice before and have 2 out of 2 record for massive crashes. I'm calling a third time, and the last time I did it was 2015. So I don't have a habit of saying it every day, hoping one day I'll be right. And this is 2021. Some 6 years later, I'm here to tell you that this market is going to make a major, major move. In traditional markets, you can find out about that on our live trading day on the link below, and I'm looking forward to seeing you there. By the way, you want to become a member of our community, but it feels like a lot of money. I understand. Mini series below. Go grab a few bit of free entertainment and education, and more importantly, this 3 for the price of 2 non-farm attendance will in fact give you a taste of what it's like to be with us. Warts and all, good, bad and ugly, and you can interact with us in the go-to-meeting session where we will have 3 hours of content with a half-hour break in the middle, covering both traditional markets and crypto. Okay guys, I've got lots more to share with you, but that's going to happen in the event below. Thank you for checking in. My amazing live stream team are back, so there'll be less records that are taking a couple of hours, and by the time you see them, market's already moved. But remember, premium gets served first. You want to be in from the beginning. You want the tight risk and the expansive reward. You've got to be there when the ideas are being spawned. Okay, and this is not a trade feed. Even though you will get trades, it's very important that you come to learn to grow. You're not here to be thrown fish like a cat, a feral cat. You are here to learn and grow and fish for yourself. If you aren't prepared to pick up a fishing rod, you will only get temporary joy, and then you will chase a new guru somewhere else, that you'll fall out of love with us and in love with someone new. And that will be your cycle, like a bee that never quite settles on any flower. I'm here to suggest you can do better. This is the unique opportunity happening right now in an expanding market that, as it gets larger, will never develop or give returns like this again. This is the alt season we've been warning you about. It's busy happening right now, and you should all be millionaires. Ask yourself, am I a millionaire? Not 1, 2, some of you should be 10. Some of you should be bigger than that. You should all be millionaires. If you are not, you have not exploited this. I'm telling you, even if you started with 5 or 10 grand a year or so ago, even just starting from the break of Bitcoin, if you traded this properly, you should be well on your way. I'm not going to say if you just started with 5 or 10 grand with the Bitcoin half time and you missed the whole first half, you should already be worth $1 million. That's probably leaning a bit hard. But let me say, the calls on this channel have been accurate, despite the fact that we can always be wrong in a probability game. and you should be well on your way. If you are not, you are doing something incorrectly. You should be higher even than you think. Anyway, with that, thank you very much for following. We appreciate the shares. Exploit this moment. This is reset times. The men with the wealth will have the privileges. The rest will be serfdom slaves of state. That is the reason why you should be doing this. If that isn't a big enough reason to buy yourself some freedom and to secure you and your family a proper lifestyle and to protect that which you keep, then I am failing you, I am failing you, I am failing you. And I hope not to be wasting my sweetness on the desert air, the pearls before swine. There is no pigs out there. You are all future leaders. I want you growing and maximizing this opportunity, and I will keep reminding you of it. Okay, with that, I say thank you, gratitude to the markets, gratitude to the free views, gratitude to the community. Have a great day. Come and join us if it feels right. Bye-bye for now.